Happy Friday, Fandalorians. It's Kyle here. I hope you're all having an awesome week so far. The Mandalorian, it's finally back, and I actually think that this episode might be my favorite episode of the series. We've all been waiting over a year for its return, which has seemed like forever, but this episode, honestly, it just brought good vibes, something that we can all use and is much needed in 2020 with a bunch of awesome movies and TV shows being pushed forward into 2021. It's actually really nice to have something to sink our teeth into, and it's been super difficult to go catch a movie or find something that we all love and can share together. But today, that changed with these awesome 50 or so minutes with Baby Yoda, the Mando, and a really nice mixture of Star Wars lore, epic battles, and character development, finishing off with that big reveal at the end of the episode. We're going to discuss spoilers from this point on, so if you haven't watched the episode, I highly suggest you go check it out and come back to join in on the awesome conversation. Chapter 9, titled The Marshal, followed a fairly simple storyline, but this episode is a testament that you don't need something super complex to keep your attention. The first thing that really stood out to me, even before starting the episode, was that it was going to be on the longer side of what we've seen so far with the Mandalorian episodes at 53 minutes. I think it ends up coming in around 48 to 50 minutes with a recap in the credits, but this was a nice bonus to start off Season 2. I did feel that Season 1 had a nice mix of side questy episodes that were on the shorter side, along with the longer ones creating a nice pace for viewers, keeping us on our toes to expect the unexpected. This episode brought us back to the world we came to love in Season 1, as the episode stuck to its winning formula, which was heavily influenced by Western movies and the Kurosawa-esque lone wolf and cub narrative. Starting off with the Mando and Baby Yoda in the mysterious new city filled with dangerous mercenaries and danger lurking around every corner, I thought it was a really smart decision. It set the tone for the episode by dropping us in the middle of their quest and letting us experience the rich world building that was so loved about Season 1. To me, it honestly felt like we never really left, and it was awesome to see the Mandalorian kick some ass while protecting Baby Yoda while they're trying to gather information on where to find the other Mandalorians and Baby Yoda's species. One thing that I particularly loved about this first episode was the understanding and trust that Baby Yoda and the Mando have come to build with each other. We see that Gor Koresh turns weapons on the Mando fairly quickly after the Mando says that he won't hand over his armor with the coveted Beskar steel that Gor Koresh is seeking, and we see that Baby Yoda's intuition kicks in fairly quickly as he reacts and closes his protective bubble when he sees the Mando's whistling birds prepped to kill everyone in close proximity. It's really nice to see them building on the humor from Season 1 as well, and also the amazing fight scenes that we saw in the first season. Speaking of humor, the Abyssin Gor Koresh was actually played by John Leguizamo, adding to the tally of great guest appearances in The Mandalorian. The choreography seems to have really improved even more as this fight felt really fluid and smooth. I think it's actually a sign that the show is really getting in its groove. We find out from Gor Koresh that the Mandalorian that Din Djarin is seeking is on Tatooine in Mos Pelgo. I wasn't sure if the show would go back to Tatooine, as we got spoiled with our visit in Season 1 with Amy Sedaris' friendly mechanic character Pelimoto and her trusty droids. But it was really nice to see them build on that connection between Baby Yoda and Peli and showcase her empathy. I really do think that the Mandalorian has been nailing his casting so far, and the Marshal, Cobb Vanth, played by Timothy Oliphant, is another home run. The way the show allows for the backstories of these characters to come to life and breathe is something truly beautiful. Cobb Vanth is someone that you can empathize with, as this episode showed a connection to the past as he tells the story about how he was celebrating the destruction of the second Death Star in Mos Eisley. However, the mining collective saw an opportunity and came to oppress the people on Tatooine. It's awesome because as they are riding the speeder bikes on the way to the Krayt Dragon's lair, a giant sandworm terrorizing the town of Mos Pelgo, we find out after fleeing that night, Cobb Vanth was actually picked up by the Jawas after many days of no food or water in the desert, and that he traded the silica crystals for Boba Fett's armor. It's nice to see another character with heroic and redeeming qualities, willing to put the needs of many above his own. It's actually a really nice parallel to the Mando going back to Baby Yoda after he received the Beskar steel payment from the client in Season 1. In many ways, they share a connection in that they knew running wasn't the way. This episode also shares similarities with Episode 4 of Season 1 titled Sanctuary, in which the Mando and Cara Dune team up to protect a farming village from raiders. However, in this instance, we see that it requires a bit more diplomacy, as we have the Tusken Raiders and the people of Mos Pelgo who have been in conflict for quite some time. They have to put their differences aside though, or risk dying at the hands of the terrifying Krayt Dragon. The Great Dragon really showcases the wonderful CGI and the special effects team that the Mandalorian has. Watching the Mando, the Marshal, the Tuskers, and the people of Mos Pelgo take on a massive, acid-breathing sandworm was a really epic way to start the season. While I don't think that every episode will be as CGI heavy, there's no reason to say it can't be filled with twice the amount of epicness as Season 1, as we know we're getting the appearances of Ahsoka Tano, Sabine Wren, and now it looks like to be the reappearance of Boba Fett as well. While it seems likely that Temuera Morrison is reprising his role as Boba, there is still a possibility that this is another clone, and a clone that is a fan favorite you may have come to know and love from Clone Wars named Rex. It's also possible that Temuera could play both characters, which would be even more epic, but either way, it is likely that we are going to see more epic battle CGI and special effects throughout the season with an increased budget. While this episode seemed to take a more simple storytelling approach, it was grand in the gesture of continuing to build on the amazing mythology that was introduced in Season 1. I actually think that's probably my most favorite thing about the show so far, and the thing they probably do the best in creating a narrative that resonates and makes you feel engaged and interested in what's going on in the story. I really love how they continue to explore what life is like on the Outer Rim, showing us what it's like for normal people like ourselves trying to survive day to day like we are in the real world. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that I love the episode. I'm not shutting up about it, but I would love to hear what your thoughts are about Chapter 9, The Marshal, in the comment section. Let me know what your top 3 moments were from the episode in the comment section down below. I do have a small feeling that maybe, just maybe, that the cliffhanger ending, possibly with Boba Fett or Rex, might be the popular choice when I come back to check the comment section. I will be doing a ton more Mandalorian Season 2 videos here on the channel. I'm going to be doing some Easter egg videos, I'll be doing episode previews, and I'm going to be doing some live discussions with other awesome content creators here on the channel. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to become a Fandalorian and hit that like button and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. I will be doing live streams every Friday night or whenever an episode airs at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that day to talk about Easter eggs, all of your awesome questions from the comment section. So if you want your question or comment featured answered, let me know in the comment section and I'll feature it in the live stream. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to chatting with all of you awesome people throughout The Mandalorian Season 2. I'll see you all in the next video.